All right, people, this is the card. I'm gonna put it on the Instagram as well. But isn't that sweet? A Darius Garland photogenic with the Hoops and Cards logo and the Cavs logo on it. It's not showing up well on my camera, but then here, one of one. Oh man, this camera does not like. Oh, there it is. One of one, right there from the perfect cereal. Thank you so much. I will post much better looking pictures of this gorgeous card. So glad we have it. And it's just awesome because I don't have a lot of Hoops and Cards swag yet. That is coming. I've designed a couple of one of ones, like just for like myself to wear on the show sometimes or to wear at card shows. But yeah, some of you Hoops and Cardsters. In fact, a lot of us interact on the Discord. I'd love for you to jump in on that if you're interested. One of the reasons I wait to see who's really wanting to do it is because we kind of want to protect it for people that are serious about cards and not always trying to just sell you stuff or get in and spam it with all their thoughts. But anyway, if you would like to interact in our Hoops and Cards community, especially if you are new to the hobby or new to basketball card collecting and investing, it's free to just join the Discord channel. Just message me at Hoops and Cards on Instagram, at Hoops and Cards. Or if you're in the email generation, which I suppose is still all of us because email's still a thing, a big thing. It's like my hair disappears on the YouTube channel. It's like anyhow. Yeah, just go ahead and Gary at hoopsandcards.com. Email me, Gary at hoopsandcards.com. And let me get with you now to the 5 buys list. 5 buys list. And every time I go to make one of these, I have all these listy ideas floating around in my head, like 5 prospects to look at, 5 goats. But we used to have the 4 Gs and we still do. Good. Wait, no. Guesses, good, great, goats. Guesses are prospects, good players are on their way up, maybe all-stars someday. Great players are definite all-stars that a lot of people buy their cards. And then goats are the most desired, like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's not how you say it. But anyway, today's 5 buys, I was going to say, you know what? Since football season just ended, maybe some of you want to think about buying football here in a month or two, even before the draft, because people won't be, right? They won't be watching games and getting all excited about Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes, or Jalen Hurts. Those would be my 5 football buys, but I'm not doing that list. So you can forget about Trevor Lawrence. You can forget about your Mahomes. And maybe there's baseball. Maybe they pitchers and catchers report and you're into baseball cards because you like Bowman, you like Topps and BGS. So you maybe wish that Gary would make you a list and say, yeah, who are your 5 baseball buys? And if I did that, which I won't, probably have like Ohtani, Julio Rodriguez, Fernando Tatis, Aaron Judge, and Vladdy Guerrero Jr. But I didn't do a list like that. Like that's not who we are as a show, people. You got to know your lane, stay in it. So I'm not making a best 5 baseball buys with Ohtani and Judge. I mean, I'm buying those cards right now, but I'm not going to I'm not going to podcast about it. This is a basketball show, people. Like I watched the Rising Stars game. I saw Jalen Williams and I wondered, where's the other Jalen Williams? There's a lot of Jalens in the NBA, but only the Oklahoma City Thunder have 2 Jalen Williamses. I love it. Love it. So one of them would be on my 5 buy prospect list, which I'm not making, which would have Josh Green, Keldon Johnson. He's a Spur. So all the Spurs are prospects. Let's just call them what they are. They're tanking for Victor. And if you buy Keldon Johnson now and they happen to get Wembanyama and Scoot, if they get a great player and they're on their way up, Keldon Johnson is going to be a veteran leader on a resurgent, if it's Victor, good team in San Antonio. But for now, he's just a prospect. I like Trey Murphy III, his percentages, his last 10 games. He's awesome. He's on fire. He almost won the dunk contest. Thanks a lot, Mac. Return of the Mac. But I already mentioned Jalen Williams. And if you like to buy the head of the class, then Paolo Banchero, especially when his Donruss rated rookies come out here in 2 weeks. Cam Thomas is number 1 on the prospect 5 buys because he's averaging 23 a game over the last 10. But I don't know if that kid's going to keep starting, and his prices have already gone up a bit. So wait and see, peoples. Some of you might still find cams in the dollar box or in the $2 box. If I had to say which guys stand out to me personally, it's been Josh Green lately. And if Dallas with Kyrie and Luka and Christian Wood, yeah, if they make a serious push, Josh Green, who has started along with that lineup, I mean, he's got a lot going on for him, young player. So I think his rookie cards are in 2020, I think. Anyway, I bought and sold a couple. They're still very cheap, but today's 5 buys, the real list of serious things to consider, right? And I'll tell you why, as I mention each one of them. We're going to count down from 5 to 1. Number 5 would be the MVP superstar centers that are entertaining us, but making historic moves. Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic. I know it's kind of cheating, combining 2 guys into one of the 5 on the countdown, but that means you get to pick. You can choose. Some of you love the Joker and love his game. Others are like, he's boring. I'd rather see Embiid roam the perimeter and drain threes and take a guy to the rack and just crush it on his head. Like, I love watching both of those guys for different reasons. You can't get 2 more different centers than Embiid and Jokic and different personalities. So at the same time, there's very few of their cards graded. The pop counts are low. The prices are still relatively low. And the Joker could be a 3-time MVP. Embiid could win his first. In fact, he might get my vote. Did you see him in the head-to-head? Yeah. I would say Embiid is the buy there at number 5. Number 4, game-worn goats. I'm not talking about actual goat hair. I'm talking about game-worn cards with jersey patches and pieces from LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, if there are any Michaels, if there are any Tim Duncans. Oh, wait, he's boring too. If there are any Allen Iversons, like players that you love, the game-worn stuff is disappearing. It's a limited edition. There are a lot of cards that are patches, and you got to look at the back of the card, people. This is a tip, free tip from Uncle Gary, okay? Hoops and Cards man. When you see a piece of a jersey or it looks like a cloth piece of something in a card, make sure you read what's on the back, because Panini or whatever company it is they'll say, the enclosed game-worn material is endorsed by the NBA and its Players Association or something like that. Sounds official, right? But then there's other ones. You flip it over and it says, the enclosed piece of material is not connected in any way, shape, or form with the NBA or its franchises. And I'm like, okay, so somebody went to TJ Maxx or Dick's Sporting Goods and just got happy with the scissors, right? They started cutting stuff up and saying, hey, look, this blue thing, this will go great on a Luka Doncic card. It's true that really, I'm not saying they went to TJ Maxx. I'm just saying, man, am I hyper today? Ready to announce a game tonight for a local high school team. So got to get warmed up with the Hoops and Cards podcast, right, Brad? Doing it here, Josh, doing it here. Just doing it, John, all the way to Istanbul. So number 3 on the countdown, PSA 10s. PSA 10s or the equivalent, like an SGC 10, BGS 9.5. I am finding the longer I do this, the more I try to resell things, people are always looking for something that's preserved in its finest condition. Those things hold their value better. Those things go up they sell before the raw cards do, especially online. I want something that I know what I'm buying. Raise your hand if you've ever bought a card raw on eBay or even at a show and you're like, oh crap, I didn't look at it closely enough. There's a dimple, there's a smidge, there's a print line, there's a piece of mustard seed. I don't know what's on your card, but something that you didn't know was there. You're like, oh, I got a little bonus, little guano on the back of the card. Like, you need cards. We need cards. If you're doing this, even collectors to display them, we gravitate toward, and future buyers who are going to buy this stuff from you, well, it's just for the PC. Well, one day you're going to die and someone's going to buy your PC and you're going to want your family to get their PSA 10s money worth. So that's what I'm talking about. Buy the PSA 10s or get stuff graded that has a solid chance of PSA 10ing, meaning you've shown that card to 4 or 5 other people and they've looked at it and they've submitted cards before. They know what people are looking for when they grade cards. Still, the YouTube channel is messing with my hair. Look at that. I gotta change that lens. Anyhow, I'm having too much fun with the camera. PSA 10s, number 2. Now, at 5, I mentioned the big fellas, Embiid and Jokic, but it is their guards that will be on fire in the playoffs in May and maybe in June. Both of these teams have a stud, awesome, like scoring, explosive guard right next to them that will be making all the headlines and will be taking a lot of the final shots in games. So Denver, I'm talking about Jamal Murray. Man, is that dude on fire. Jamal Murray and his 2016 rookies and the 2016 Optic Hollows. Any autograph cards, I'd say buy them now. Why am I saying this? Because Denver looks like they have the clearest path to the finals. There's too many question marks with you guys in Dallas. There's too many question marks, Clippers, and you just signed Russell Westbrook. What are you doing? There's too many question marks, Memphis. Y'all are just young punks, and you think you're going to crush everybody. Well, they're not punks. I'm just saying they've been a little bit cocky, and they've had a losing record in their last 10, and they can't all stay healthy, and they don't know who Zaire Williams is and why they have him on the team. They need to figure out some of their roles. They missed DeAnthony Melton, and Ja needs to share the rock. Steven Adams needs to get healthy. Other than that, Denver has a clear path. Denver has a supporting cast. Denver has Aaron Gordon and a healthy Michael Porter Jr., but Denver has Jamal Murray, who can take the deep threes, who can score 30 plus. The Joker doesn't have to score 20. He doesn't. That's the beauty of the Jokerville. Like, he can get 20 assists if he feels like it, or 20 rebounds. That's why he's being talked at as an MVP again. But people, Jamal Murray's star will rise. All things remaining equal, him staying healthy, Jamal Murray's cards right now seem to me like a good buy, a good chance that they're going to go up in May and June. Same thing for, you're expecting me to say Tyrese Maxey because I really want to. But James Harden, guys, first ballot Hall of Famer, James Harden, playing like this is finally the fit for him. James Harden helping lead the Sixers to, what are they, second in the East? James Harden is evolving his game to be a star, and he got healthy in the offseason. And James Harden has the ugliest, weirdest looking rookie card since DeMar DeRozan, Drew Holiday, and Steph Curry. It's just a picture of the dude in a white t-shirt, and his head takes up most of the card. But if you get a PSA 10 one, I'm just saying James Harden's going to have some big playoff moments. Now let's get to number one. Who's number one in the 5 buys list, and who is number one that I've actually done some buying. Full disclosure here. I'm not trying to pump and dump. I'm just going to hold on to these cards for a while because this feels like the year of the Jason Tatum. It does. It feels like the year of the Celtic. It feels like all the other contenders returning have so many question marks. Oh, Phoenix will figure it out. No, they won't. We said that about Brooklyn a month ago. They'll figure it out. Nope. I don't see it. I'm looking at what Boston has built and how the other contenders in the East have all these question marks, all these needs. Is Middleton going to be 100%? I don't know. Like, which Robert Williams III is going to show up? Which guards are going to step up for the Celtics? Oh, wait, I'm already talking about the Celtics. So Tatum's already on that team. They're going to be really good. I'm just saying, I don't know if anybody in the East can beat the Celtics. I do know they're going to win at least one playoff series. And Tatum is making and building a case for most valuable player. In fact, if you line up a bunch of dudes named Jokic, Embiid, Tatum, Luka Doncic, whoever else you might want to have in your Giannis, your list of MVP candidates, LeBron, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, whatever your list looks like, Tatum's first place in the East, played more games than all those people, all-star MVP. Like, what? He would be a first-timer. There is a chance, people, in the next 6 weeks that as the Joker continues to be a team player, and I love it, but Tatum continues to drop 40-point bombs and 50-point bombs, I think Jason Tatum has clear upside to the end of the regular season and to at least the first 2 series in the playoffs. And if I had to pick a winner for the finals right now, it's hard not to like the Celtics. Boston and Denver. I mean, good luck guarding Tatum and Brown. How I guess they could do it. But Tatum's the man. He's number one in this week's 5 buys. Tell me who's on your list. Like, message me at Hoops and Cards on Instagram. Tell me who your 5 buys are, or maybe tell me what deal you got on a guy that's all of a sudden on his way back up with card values. You know, if you're saying I want to buy a guy that's injured because when he comes back, he'll be big in the news, you're not wrong. Or a guy that's just now getting back from injury and starting to perform better, like Desmond Bain, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. If you're saying that the best buy in the league is a guy not on a playoff team, like Power, and then you're wrong. Okay. Like I those are great picks, maybe long-term investments, but I'm saying for the next 3 months, the cards that have a legit chance to build momentum and go up are the cards of decent priced rookies that will star in the playoffs, that will set the tone for their teams in the playoffs. So, man, I wish I could have put Damian Lillard on the list because he's having a great season. Man, I really like Anthony Simons, but I just don't see any of them in the playoffs. So that's my list. Give me yours. You guys, thanks so much for listening. Can't wait to get you more information and post the picture. Check out our Instagram and the YouTube channel for the perfect cereal, the Darius Garland Hoops and Cards 1 of 1. Good luck in your buying and selling this week. And thank you again for listening. This is Gary at Hoops and Cards signing off.